You're watching AG Manifest TV, Grand Rising to the Phoenix Collective. Today, this is why circumstances don't matter. The law never changes. The universe doesn't care who you are, where you're from, what you've been through, or what color you are. You can get what you want right now, regardless of circumstance. I have been called to share my insights and my experiences from life so that you may learn from them. You can save yourself so much time and get to your desired reality faster by implementing everything that we will be talking about today. It doesn't matter who you are. The universe follows the same laws and principles, meaning today is your lucky day. No matter who you are or where you are from, you can get what you want. The secret is to understand the nature of this reality, understand the game and how to play it, so to speak. Now that you understand that you are a powerful manifester, understand this. Based on your thoughts and the feelings they evoke, you are constantly shifting. Quantum physics has proved to us that there are in fact multiple realities, or some call them parallel universes. The trick is to match your vibration to that of what you want, meaning you must think, you must feel, and you must be like you already have it. You must do your best to focus and embody all that it is that you want. Think of it this way. Someone who is poor is always thinking of their lack of money, their lack of support, their lack of time, and so on and so on. This begins the mouse on the wheel, stuck in the cycle of going round and round. Part of this game we call life is to realize we are not really the mouse or the wheel. We are that which we choose to focus on. Here is another example of Jinxie, who is a very popular streamer. I personally have never watched any of his streams, but I do know his story. He streamed to one viewer for an entire year, his dad. Streaming was what he wanted to do. Streaming was his passion. He didn't want to work a regular job, and he decided that he would go for what he wanted. He streamed for a year, and even though he could clearly see nobody was watching his streams except for his one viewer, which was his dad, he kept going. He kept showing up. He never gave up. He continued to stream to his one viewer. To date, Jinxie now has millions of subscribers on Twitch, and he truly has changed his life. You have to stay consistent in the feeling, and if you do the law, you will understand that it never changes. It is inevitable. You will align with that which you seek and desire. Another example is from my own experiences. About a year ago, I decided enough was enough. I had hit an all-time high in debt, my son was struggling and needed my support at home, and I was in a toxic environment. I felt like I was stuck in the wheel, just like the mouse, and I didn't know how to get off. I was on the roller coaster, so to speak, and I wanted to get off. I felt like everything was falling apart in my life. I looked around and I was just so unhappy with everything that I saw. I began to question life. I began to question God. How did I get here? How did things get to this point? I never thought it would be like this. As I began to spiritually awaken in my life, where truly I became so aware that I was so close to losing it all, including my life, I decided I needed to change. And I wanted to see my life change in the biggest way possible. I felt like I didn't care anymore how much it felt like it was impossible. I had no money, I didn't work enough hours, and I was stuck in a toxic environment. But I decided I was going to ignore all of these 3D circumstances. I got closer to God. I built my relationship with self and my guides. I followed my intuition and instruction from my guides from that point forward. I listened to nobody. That includes my own ego. Your ego is sometimes your biggest obstacle. The voice in your head that wants to keep you safe. The voice in your head that tells you what you're doing is stupid and that you can't do it. Or the voice that just tells you you're damn right delusional for even trying. I blocked out all of those opinions. I blocked out all of the voices. I blocked out anything from the outside world. And I truly only focused on my relationship with myself, with God, and with the goals that I wish to see in my life. I challenged myself to shift my reality with as little effort as possible because, after all, even though I felt like no options, the truth is there are actually infinite options and infinite possibilities that the universe can bring you what you want. Our minds can never wrap our heads around all the ways that the universe can bring to us our desires because our mind is limited. Get creative and tap into this unseen power. At first, just like Jinxie, it was tough because I was doing the work but not exactly seeing results at first. I was still surrounded by the people I couldn't stand, my son was still struggling, and my job was not paying enough. Even with this being said, I ignored all the odds and I kept working on myself. I kept scripting. I kept writing the letters to myself where I congratulated myself. I began to feel like I was this lucky girl. I began to feel like I was the girl who got everything I wanted. I began to feel and notice abundance around me everywhere I go. Something as simple as a penny on the ground, I took this as my sign that the universe was speaking to me that abundance is on its way. This may be something so trivial that people will dismiss, but remember, the universe can speak to you through anything and anyone. I kept affirming. I ignored my ego and I truly became delusional. I imagined, I envisioned, I affirmed that I do in fact have money, and it comes to me continuously from multiple sources. I ignored my ego and I truly became delusional. I imagined, I affirmed, and I kept consistent in the idea that I do in fact have money and that money can come to me in infinite ways through continuous sources. I affirmed and I believed that I would only align with those who were meant for my highest good. I work in a medical office, and within that year alone, I began to have patients bringing me gifts left and right. I noticed that the doctor began to appreciate my work and efforts more. He began to thank me. I got a raise, and I never expected that in such a short amount of time. I began to notice that those in my toxic environment stayed more to themselves and left me alone. There is a reality where you have everything that you want. So why not align with it? Why not be that person? Just because you are not that person now does not mean that the universe is stopping you from being that. You are the only person that can stop you from being what you want to be. Listen to me carefully because I have done it and I want to see you guys succeed and do the same. The best gift that you can give yourself right now is the gift of knowing who you are. You are here to play the game, and it is time to master your attention and focus. Make sure you subscribe, guys, and hit the bell for notifications. In the coming weeks, I will be dropping a lot more information and golden nuggets for how you can shift more rapidly and see the desires that you want come to life in your life. This is your sign, friends. Keep going. You are worthy. You were born to shine. Like the phoenix, you will rise from the ashes and become anew. Thank you. I love you guys. See you next time.